Is that a ghost? Gordon cried. He quickly changed points and ran away as quickly as he could. Gordon was pulling a very important express. But he soon came across a tunnel. Is that a ghost? Gordon cried. He quickly changed the points and ran away as quickly as he could. Toby then came across the tunnel. What is in this tunnel? Wondered Toby. But he didn't want to stay to find out. And finally, Thomas needed to use the tunnel. "What?" cried Thomas. He wanted to know what was in the tunnel, so he reversed off to get some help. Soon, Ghosty arrived. He wasn't scared of anything, so he stormed in. The other engines gathered around to find out what was in the tunnel. "Okay, here is your ghost," announced Ghosty. The other engines waited nervously. Inside the cave was Percy. "Percy? What are you doing in there?" asked Toby. "I was hiding," he said. "Let me explain. It all started this morning. Sir Topham Hatt was telling us our jobs for the day. Gordon got to pull the express. Toby got to pull Henrietta. Thomas had to pull Annie and Clarabelle. And I got to pull trucks. I was disappointed, but just got on with it. I had to deliver trucks full of flour. And then Diesel decided to have some fun. He went onto my track, and I couldn't see him. Flour went everywhere. We were covered in flour. I was so embarrassed. And then I saw Gordon coming with the express. I couldn't let him see me like this, otherwise I'll never get to pull the express myself. So I turned around and hid in this tunnel. Unfortunately, flour still blew everywhere. You all got to carry important passengers today, so I stayed hidden in the tunnel, explained Percy. Oh, Percy, we all get dirty sometimes. I'm sure Sir Topham Hatt will give you an express soon, reassured Thomas. Percy felt a bit better, so he cleaned himself up and delivered the flour. And the next day, Sir Topham Hatt gave Percy some very important coaches to pull, and he couldn't have been prouder.
One day, James was feeling grumpy and annoyed. He was waiting for Thomas with his trucks. "That silly little blue engine thinks he's so important, but is always late," he said angrily. After a little while, Thomas pulled up with all 4 of James's trucks. "About time, Thomas. What took you so long?" "I'm sorry, James. I'm getting ready to take the circus all around the island." James suddenly cheered up. "Oh, I love the circus. I can't wait." Later that week, the circus had arrived. Thomas was taking the circus on tour from village to village all around the island. At the end of the week, the circus tour had ended. Thomas left Knapford Station to take the circus away. The trains were still in a good mood though. The week with the circus had been so much fun for them. That afternoon, Henry was relaxing in the forest when Sir Topham Hatt arrived. "Henry, I need your help. A tunnel nearby is blocked by something. I need you to take a group of workmen to help unblock it. I shall come with you." Sir Topham Hatt got into Henry and they steamed off to pick up the workmen. The workmen were waiting inside a troublesome truck, with all of their tools in another troublesome truck. Soon, Henry arrived and pushed the 2 trucks towards the tunnel. "Oh dear," thought Henry. "This tunnel looks very dark and scary. It's a good job I don't have to go in there." "Okay, workmen," boomed Sir Topham Hatt. "I need you to go in there and find out what is blocking the tunnel." So the workmen cautiously entered the tunnel. However, they soon rushed out of there very quickly. "There's something big in there! Something very large and alive! It's a monster!" another workman shouted. Henry did not like the sound of that. A monster? "All right then," said Sir Topham Hatt. "Looks like Henry and I are going to have to go into the tunnel ourselves and push it out." "What?" exclaimed Henry. Now he was feeling very scared. As Sir Topham Hatt clambered into one of the troublesome trucks, Henry plucked up all of his courage and got ready to enter the dark tunnel. Slowly but surely, they chuffed into the darkness. But soon, something very strong started pushing them back. It was an elephant. "So that's what's blocking up the tunnel," said Sir Topham Hatt. The workman fed the elephant and looked after it. Henry felt really silly for being very scared of an elephant. Soon Thomas rolled up. "Sir Topham Hatt, I've got some bad news. The circus is missing an elephant. I'm so sorry." "Ha ha, Thomas," answered Sir Topham Hatt. "You mean this elephant?" "Oh phew, that's the one." That night, Henry told all of the other engines about what happened today. Gordon and James were teasing Henry about it. So now you can add elephants to the long list of things which scare you. But Thomas was more friendly. It must have taken a lot of courage for you to go into that tunnel if you thought it was a monster. You are a really brave engine, Henry.
Thomas.
Thomas was pulling Annie and Clarabelle. He had to use the spooky tunnel. But then...
Thomas.
What? Is that a ghost? And how did it know my name? He cried. So he ran away. Oh no, not more ghosts, he thought. He soon ran into Percy. Are you alright, Thomas? He asked. You look like you've just seen a ghost. I think I have, said Thomas. Oh, it's probably just Diesel pulling a prank on you again. But then Diesel arrived. Are you behind the ghost in the tunnel? Asked Thomas. Ghost? Oh no, nobody falls for a ghost prank anymore, said Diesel, and off he went. Come on, let's go and see this ghost, said Percy. Thomas reluctantly agreed, and they headed for the tunnel. Was it in here? Asked Percy.
Thomas.
See? Cried Thomas.
Percy.
What? How does the ghost know my name? Cried Percy. McQueen and Mater then arrived. Did you say ghost? Asked McQueen. Yes. Do you know anything about it? Asked Thomas. Maybe, replied Mater. So they explained their story. Earlier that day, they were tractor tipping. But Frank caught them. Uh-oh. They even left Radiator Springs to get away from him. They had escaped. Phew, that was close, said McQueen. But where are we? I don't know, said Mater. Ooh, what's that? Asked McQueen. It was a haunted house. So they investigated. Mater got closer, but spooky things happened. A ghost flew around outside. It's a ghost, cried McQueen. It flew away and into the cave. But how does it know our names? Asked Percy. I don't know, said McQueen. So Thomas called for help, and soon Ghosty arrived. I'll go in there, said Ghosty. Thanks, Ghosty, said Thomas, but before he could enter the tunnel, the ghost emerged. Ah!
Thomas? Percy? Ghosty?
Mr. Phantom? Cried Ghosty. Wait, do you two know each other? Asked Thomas. Yes, we go way back, said Ghosty.
Yes, and he told me all about you two. Thomas and Percy.
But why were you in the tunnel? Asked Percy.
Well, I was in my house when those two scared me away,
Explained Mr. Phantom.
and I prefer the dark, so I hid in the tunnel.
Oh, we're sorry, apologised McQueen and Mater,
Oh, don't worry, but I'm very lost now though.
said Mr. Phantom. Don't worry, I can take you home, said Ghosty.
Oh, thanks, Ghosty, and I'm sorry if I scared you too earlier.
No problem, replied Thomas and Percy. So the ghosts disappeared, and Thomas could use the tunnel. And Ghosty took Mr. Phantom home.
Ah! Dragon! Dragon! Earlier that day, Sir Topham Hatt was talking to the engines. Thomas, I need you to collect the paint that's stored in the old tunnel on Misty Island. We have an important visitor coming and we need to paint Knapford Station as soon as we can. I'll go straight away, said Thomas, and he left. When he got to Misty Island, he stopped. This must be the tunnel. And in he went. There's the paint. Ah! Dragon! He rushed out and he steamed home as fast as he could. I don't see any paint, Thomas, said Gordon. No, said Thomas. My boiler burst on the way, so I had to come back. I'll go, said James, and off he went. This must be it, thought James, and in he went. Ah! Dragon! James left as fast as he could, without the paint, and back to Tidmouth Sheds. I need an excuse, he thought. I know. No paint either, said Gordon. No, said James. I was running low on coal, so had to come back. Leave it to me, said Percy, and off he went. This must be the tunnel, he said, and went inside. There's the paint. dragon!
Percy steamed off as fast as he could. "Engines," said Sir Topham Hatt. "Have you got that paint?" Not yet, sir, but very soon now." Sir Topham Hatt left. "You lot look as though you've seen a ghost," said Gordon. "Actually, Gordon," said Thomas, "there's a dragon in the tunnel with the paint, and we're scared." "Oh," said Gordon. "I've heard that dragons like shiny treasure." "Oh, that gives me an idea," said Thomas. "Come on, Percy, come with me." Thomas had put an old treasure chest filled with shiny pieces of metal into his truck. Percy was following with an empty truck. "Get ready, Percy," said Thomas, and he started reversing into the tunnel. The dragon roared, but saw the shiny treasure. Thomas started moving forwards, and the dragon followed. Thomas kept on going, and the dragon took to the air following him. With the dragon out of the tunnel, Percy moved in. Percy got the paint and left quickly. By this time, Thomas had uncoupled the truck with the treasure in, which pleased the dragon. Thomas left to meet up with Percy. "I've got the paint," said Percy. "Well done," said Thomas. "I like it when a plan works."
Thomas! Hello, Percy! Don't the trees look scary without any leaves? Percy! Why do you think so many things look scary? But they do! Percy, you have such a big imagination. They're only trees! Slightly further down the line, Thomas noticed a broken fence. "Oh no!" exclaimed Thomas. "There's a gap in the fence. Animals can escape. I better go warn Farmer McColl and watch out for animals." Luckily, he saw Trevor in the same field. "Hello, Thomas." "Hello, Trevor. There's a broken fence next to the track back there. Can you warn Farmer McColl for me, please?" "Of course, Thomas, I will. He'll want to get that repaired before an animal escapes." That night, all of the engines were back at Tidmouth Sheds. Thomas had told Percy about the broken fence. "That's scary," cried a worried Percy. "Percy, how can a broken fence be spooky? Think about it, Thomas. Who or what broke that fence? It could have been anything. An animal? A monster? Percy, you do have a big imagination. Get some sleep. But I can't, Thomas. I've got to pull the mail train soon. Poor Percy had frightened himself and now had to work at night. Percy was scared. Soon he came to a tunnel when suddenly he heard a noise. Ghost! He cried and steamed away as fast as he could and hid behind some trees. Percy was so scared he stayed there all night. The next morning, Thomas was on his branch line with Annie and Clarabelle. Hello, Trevor. Hello, Thomas. When he noticed a scared Percy hiding up ahead. Percy, what are you doing here? Oh, Thomas, I was on my mail run, and as I passed the tunnel, I heard a ghost. Percy, there's no such thing as ghosts. You do have a big imagination, Percy. No, Thomas, there is a ghost in the tunnel. Well, I'm about to go past the tunnel, and if I hear or see a ghost, I will let you know, okay? Percy was still worried for his friend as Thomas left. Soon, Thomas arrived at the tunnel Percy had mentioned. Well, here's the ghost tunnel, Annie and Clarabelle. Are you ready? Let's pass it. But as he did, he heard the ghost. Ghost! Percy was right, and Thomas backed away as fast as he could. Percy, you're right, I heard the ghost too. What are we going to do, Thomas? We both need to pass that tunnel. I know, Percy. How about we go together? I don't know, Thomas. I'm really scared. But we can help each other. Alright, Thomas, let's go together. So both engines headed towards the tunnel. Can you hear that, Thomas? But Thomas plucked up all of his courage and passed the tunnel. I'm too scared. Then Thomas heard the noise again. Hold on a minute. That ghost noise sounds a lot like a cow. Don't you think, Percy? And just after Thomas had said that, a cow did appear out of the tunnel. Oh, it's a cow, Thomas, laughed Percy. Later, Thomas and Percy watched Trevor rescue the cow. It must have escaped Farmer McColl's farm through the broken fence. Look at us, Thomas. We were both scared of a cow. Looks like we both have big imaginations after all.